Hello, welcome to the Soulprint Weekly Pick Your Crystal Readings. This is for June 18th through the 24th. Amazing that half the year is gone. It's just remarkable. Okay, here we go. So this week's selection we have this beautiful clear quartz, we have pink quartz, and we have the shiny black one is hematite. And so that will be called black. So clear, pink, black. Take a moment. You may be attracted to one, two, or even all three of the crystals. That's fine. That's terrific. And just take a moment to see which one appeals to you or is catching your eye. While you're doing that, I'm just going to quickly say that I am available for private readings. And if you would like one, if you go into the information box below, you'll see an email address, soulprint888@gmail.com. Just send me a little note saying you're looking for information and I will get it back to you. All right, let's get started. So we're going to start with the clear quartz. Two of Cups, Ace of Cups, the World, and the Knight of Pentacles. Okay, so interesting. The Two of Cups and the Ace of Cups are all about emotions, and very often the Two of Cups is about partnerships. It can be about a soulmate relationship. It can be about a friendship, a partnership. But when this card comes up, particularly, so close to the Ace of Cups, you're looking at one of two things. You're looking, either way, you're looking at really intense emotions. And generally speaking, they're really intense, positive emotions. The World is interesting because it indicates sort of the closing of one cycle, so a new cycle can begin. And then you have the Knight of Pentacles, which sort of talks about, an eventual positive outcome to a situation. Let's not forget that Pentacles are about, earthly possessions, money, finances, houses, cars, etc. Sometimes it can represent, like medical information, anything that has to do with the physical, tangible of being on the earth. So energetically, what this story is sort of telling me is that there is a partnership, and if it hasn't come into your sort of line of sight yet, it will be. I don't want everybody jumping to the conclusion that it absolutely means there's sort of a love interest in the cards for them, but it's definitely a connection. It's definitely a soul connection. It could also be a partnership in terms of like a business arrangement or, that kind of a partnership. The Ace of Cups, in this case, I'm reading it as quite a positive card. So it feels very much like you're going to feel really good about this partnership or this, venture you're starting with somebody. It definitely is an energy of progress, of moving forward in a way that brings you a lot of emotional satisfaction and contentment. I like that the World is following this because this feels very much new or like something within your life is shifting and changing. So the World is talking about, closure, one aspect coming to a close so a new one can begin. So if, for example, this is a sort of romantic partnership, then that means that period of time where you were perhaps alone or feeling very lonely, discontented, whatever, that's coming to an end so that a new cycle with this new high vibration emotional energy is coming forward for you. And the Knight of Pentacles sort of cautions that it might take a while. It may not be, super fast. There could be like an evolution to it. And it could be that it requires some effort and work on your part. But ultimately, you end up in a place where there really is that sense of sort of contentment and a feeling of security. So I know not what this is about for each one of you, but it's definitely a lovely high energy reading. And it talks about sort of a progression. Again, if this is a partnership, it's going to feel really good. It's going to allow you to start in a new way, in a new adventure. And yeah, it's going to take some work, but ultimately you're going to end up where you want and how you want it to be. Okay, let's look at the pink quartz. Here we go. Six of Swords, King of Pentacles, Queen of Cups, and the Nine of Pentacles. Okay. So the Six of Swords, generally speaking, is about, moving away from a difficult situation or moving just simply into calmer waters. Sometimes when we see the Six of Swords, we think, oh my goodness, it must have been something really horrible and we're trying to escape from it, trying to get away. Sometimes it's just life, right? Sometimes it's just life. And every once in a while, you're going to go through a period where things just calm down, things move more smoothly. There's just a sense of being able to move forward easily and comfortably. And that's what this card feels like to me. Now you have the King of Pentacles, which really is an energy of, somebody who is successful. Often will work with finances or figures. It is somebody who is capable and practical. Sitting beside the Queen of Cups. So the Queen of Cups is kind and thoughtful, sensitive, has a caring nature. Very often you'll find the Queen of Cups in a healing profession or a caregiver position, that kind of thing. And now you've got the Nine of Pentacles, which is, of course, that sense of abundance and comfort. It is about having financial success and material kind of security. So what this is telling me is that there is a shift away into a period of your life where things are simply going to be smoother, more calm, and just a feeling of more peacefulness, having sort of survived something that was harder or more difficult. The King and Queen of Pentacles and Cups here is talking about the moving, as you move into this calmer place and space. This is really about two really, really important aspects, right? It is about finding yourself in a place or a space where you have the resources you need and you have the emotional support that you need. And whether these are coming from aspects of yourself that you are finally allowing to surface as you move away from a more difficult situation, or whether they are people or aspects that are going to come into your life and start, playing a role. But either way, there's just a very nice energy of healing, of growth, of moving forward in a way that brings you stability and it brings you peace and happiness. The Nine of Pentacles virtually, it needs no explanation, right? The Nine of Pentacles is talking about getting to a place or a space where there is a sense of financial security. It is about feeling like there is safety, security. Financially, it feels like your abundance grows, and that brings you to a place of more contentment, more peace, more security. So I'm really liking the energy of this because it just feels like there's a shift that is either starting to happen or is on its way to happening that brings you to a place of far greater stability and success. Alrighty. And the black hematite. Here we go. Ten of Wands. The Knight of Swords. The King of Cups. And the High Priestess. Okay. So the Ten of Wands talks about really feeling overburdened, feeling very wary, a period of time where you really had to focus, really had to be determined to move forward, even though things were kind of difficult and challenging. You were able to persevere. You were able to make your way through a really challenging time. Now, the Knight of Swords is arriving on the heels of this. The Knight of Swords can very often, be about swift movement. Sometimes things are chaotic. Sometimes you're having to make decisions really quickly. So there's that kind of energy shifting into place. And sometimes, you know what, that's a good thing, because when we are kind of coming to the end, or we have ended a sort of an arduous journey or a period of time in our life, there is a feeling of things just starting to move and shift, things coming into place a lot more quickly, more comfortably, making some sudden decisions, just that kind of literally sort of that feeling of getting unstuck or unburdened. And of course, the King of Cups is an energy of thoughtfulness, of sensitivity, of caring. Very often it can be about a caring or even a creative profession or aspect of your life coming into focus. Now, what I especially like about this is there's sort of a kind of a flow that you can see, right? You're going from a place of sort of more difficulty, more strife, to a place where those energies have shifted, and now you're feeling like you're moving ahead quickly, decisions are being made, and that's taking you to a place that is simply more gentle. It is more loving. It is more emotionally fulfilling. It brings you a sense of satisfaction. But the High Priestess sort of tells the story, because the High Priestess is saying, the High Priestess is about intuition, your secrets, following your gut, that kind of thing. So what this is telling me is that through the experience that you have just been challenged with lately, you have learned some very important truths about who you are and how you really feel or think or react to people, places, or situations. It is about coming to an inner awareness. When I look at these two cards, the message I'm getting is, I didn't know I was that strong. I did not know I could survive that, but I have. And not only have I survived it, but I have a place of, I have a place of, kind of movement going on. Things are pushing forward. I'm loving that. And that you're in a good place. There's a sensitivity, a caring, a nurturing, an emotional happiness. So whatever this experience has been, the wisdom to take from it is that you have grown. You have more clarity and understanding about who you are pertaining to difficult situations. There was a wisdom to be learned here, and you have learned it, and things are shifting forward for you. Lovely, lovely. Okay. So once again, thank you so very, very much for being here at the Soulprint Weeklies. I look forward to seeing you next week.